She was a 12-year-old piano prodigy from the slums. He was a millionaire with a mansion and a past he tried to bury. When she asked him to play piano at her party, everyone laughed, until he sat down at the keys and revealed the secret. He'd been hiding for 30 years in the heart of a noisy, neglected neighborhood, lived a girl named Aria, an African-American prodigy with fingers that danced on piano keys like they had a soul of their own. She didn't own a piano. She played on an abandoned keyboard in the church basement. Every Sunday, after the service, she'd sneak in, place her tiny hands on the dusty keys, and bring them to life. People started calling her Little Beethoven of the Bronx. One evening, a charity event was held for gifted children. Aria was invited to perform. The guest list included Mr. Victor Langston, a millionaire entrepreneur known for building tech empires and for hating music. They said he never smiled at concerts, that he once walked out on a Grammy-winning performance because it reminded him of something he'd buried. But he still gave huge donations to music schools. No one knew why. Aria didn't know any of that to her. He was just that rich man sitting in the front row, staring at his phone. She performed anyway, and by the end of her performance, the room was silent. Everyone stood to clap, except Victor. He just stared at her, eyes wide and oddly moist. Later that night, while other kids ate cake and took selfies, Aria walked straight up to him. No fear, just innocence. "Excuse me, Mr. Langston, will you play piano at my birthday party next week?" He blinked. "What? My 13th birthday. It's at the rec center. Just a few friends. You can play anything you want." A pause. People nearby chuckled awkwardly. His assistant leaned in, whispering, "She doesn't know who you are." But Victor didn't laugh. He looked at Aria like she had opened a door he'd kept locked for decades. Then he said, "No," and walked away. The story could have ended there, but it didn't. Aria went home heartbroken. She didn't understand why he said no. But she didn't beg, either. She just kept practicing. The next day, Victor Langston sat in his study, staring at an old, worn photograph, a young boy with wild curls, sitting at a piano. That boy was him. Victor had once been a child piano genius, performing in elite competitions across Europe. Until one night, at age 17, his mother died in a car crash on the way to his concert. He was playing Chopin while they told him that he never played again, never touched the keys, until Aria, something in her music, her courage, had cracked the ice around his soul. He didn't sleep that night. The day of her birthday arrived. Aria decorated the rec center with paper streamers and hand-drawn signs. She wore her best dress. But no millionaire no piano guest. Just when the party was winding down, a long black car pulled up. Victor Langston stepped out, wearing a black suit, no tie. In his hand, a USB drive. "Sorry I'm late," he said. People gasped at a small digital keyboard was wheeled in. Victor plugged in his drive, sat down quietly, and said, "This song is for someone I lost. But tonight, I want to give it to someone I just found." He began to play, not like a millionaire, not like a CEO, but like a man whose soul was stitched together by every note. The room went silent. Even the birthday candles burned slower. Aria stood frozen, tears in her eyes, watching the man who had refused her, now playing like his life depended on it. And when he finished, there was no applause, just stunned silence. And then, Aria walked up and hugged him. That he whispered, "Thank you for waking me up." From that day on, Victor became her mentor. He funded her music school. That he gave her a grand piano. But more than that, he gave her the belief that even broken people can find their way back through music. And Aria, she grew up to become one of the greatest composers of her generation. Her most famous symphony, The Silent Keys, dedicated to the millionaire who taught her that silence holds its own music.